Yeah, I keep faffing with this. I'm just gonna start with. I'm gonna, yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys are all well aware, we are finally reaching the end of 2020. I love how everyone's like, oh, we're finally getting there, but like, who's to say 2021 won't be worse? I'm gonna make this intro actually really short because I have got a lot of things to talk about. I couldn't narrow down my favourites to like one per category, so I have like 3 for each one. So we're just gonna get into it. So even though 2020 has kind of sucked, well, really sucked, not kinda, I thought it'd be nice to go back and think about the good things and the good times and all the positive moments from this year. Didn't take me very long. And I was thinking, why don't I do a favourites video? I'm pretty sure I did one of these last year. I don't know if it was like a 2019 favourites or just like a random, or maybe it was college favourites or whatever it is, I'll put it up. I thought it would be nice to go back and go through some of the things that I really enjoyed having or using this year. So what do we start with? Start with things that I have to like show. I have like a basket thing of things, got some things there. The first thing to start with obviously is going to be fashion related things, because at the end of the day this is what this YouTube channel is about, even though I haven't really been posting much fashion stuff lately, but that's why I started this. So let's start with that. I only have one thing though because this year I feel like I've been a lot more, I've changed up my style a lot more, and also I didn't wear proper clothes for like 6 months whilst we were inside, so I had a lot of like wardrobe changes because I was doing a lot more online shopping to keep me occupied. So I didn't really have like set things that I wore like all the time, I don't think. But one thing that I have really appreciated having, even if it was only for the past couple months, are these jeans. They're from Pull & Bear. They are like the wide-legged baggy jeans that are super long, that like go below your ankle and like rest on your shoes. And I really didn't think I was gonna like this, because I was like, you know what, this is just a trend, like it's gonna go out of style soon. Like all of my jeans are ankle grazers, like ankle length, so there's no point, it's just a waste, it's just a trend, it's gonna die out. And like months and months later it was still here. So I was like, okay, it's gonna get cold soon, I might as well buy them, they'll probably keep me warm. And they're amazing, I love them. I don't know, I feel so weird now when I don't wear things that go below my ankles, because I actually have to think about what socks I'm wearing. Like I can literally wear any socks with these jeans, and I can layer so much underneath them as well. And what I really like specifically about these jeans is, I don't know if you can see, but they have little like pleat things right here, 2 in the middle. I really like these a lot. I like the colour. Moving on, I'm gonna go on to beauty. First of all, I would like to thank my good friend Abby, if you're watching. Hi. So we exchanged Christmas presents 2 weeks ago, and as part of one of my presents she got me these Burt's Bees like tinted lip balms. Sorry if the light's a bit harsh. I already had these 2, but I didn't really wear them that much, and then she got me these 3, and I am obsessed. These are amazing. They're obviously great as lip balms. Burt's Bees are just great for lip balms. Really nice colours, and they're also very buildable. Like if you put on one like quick whatever, it's fine. Like this, not really very noticeable, but they are so buildable. Like especially like a colour like this, oh my god, it's literally like I'm wearing like red lipstick if I put like 2 or 3 layers on. They are incredible. They are so thin, they can fit anywhere. Love them. Amazing. Moving on. So I'm not really a lip gloss person. I prefer to either wear tinted lip balms or lip crayons. I don't like a lot, but I got this lip gloss from Fenty Beauty. It's in the shade Fussy. I got this back in the summer and I am so obsessed. First of all, it smells incredible. It smells like everything I want to eat. Oh. Yeah, this is not sticky at all. It is such a nice colour. It's pink and it's got like gold sparkles in it. Wow, lovely. And also, when Ariana Grande performs her song Makeup during the Sweet Noel tour, she puts on this lip gloss in this shade and then throws it out into the audience. So I couldn't go, but I had the lip gloss. It's not the only reason why I bought it, but part of the reason at least. So the last thing from this segment of the video is I don't know where it's gone. I can't find it, but it's the They're Real mascara from Benefit. I only have like the tiny bottle, which is why I lost it. It's so small, but it's lasted me forever. I've had it for like 4 or 5 months. It's almost finished though, but oh my god, it is really hard to get off, I will say that, but it is so good at what it's supposed to do. It just transforms. I'm not wearing it right now, I'm wearing a different one, but it transforms. It's transformative. They're long and thick and like curled up. It's sort of like this one I'm wearing right now, I think is from Ted Baker, and it just sort of like doesn't curl them up, it just makes them a bit straight, which isn't great. But that one, oh my god, like you can put a little bit on and it's enough and it's like cute, whatever. But if you put like a decent amount on, I'm a new person. Moving on, this is the bit that gets me excited to do favourites videos because, I don't know, I like talking about them. They're books. Ooh. So this year I have read a ton of books. It was so hard for me to pick my favourites because there are just so many that I've loved, especially during lockdown. I have no idea how many books I read. I read a lot. And I have book reviews for all the books I read on my website, which is here. You can go on it and you can read it. So the first book, we'll start with non-fiction. The first book is called Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall. This is about it's kind of like an introductory book into geopolitics. You do need to have some prior information, but really not a lot. You just need to know about general things that have happened in the world in the recent past and you'll be fine. This is such a good book. So I do geography, but I didn't really start human geography till this year, and I read this in the summer, and it's just been such a great introduction. The author is actually quite funny in this, but it's not like a humorous book. He'll just drop very dry or sarcastic comments here and there, and it's kind of unexpected, which is really nice. I like that. Everything is fully explained. It has maps, and at the beginning of each chapter it has a double page spread on the map of the continent or place he's talking about. It's just really, really informative. It's obviously you have to have an interest in the subject to enjoy it. I think if you're not interested, it's probably not that enjoyable, but for me, my interest is growing thanks to this book. It's just been a really, really good introduction. I've got some more that I need to read. I think this is the second one, and I also have another one by this guy. I need to read both of those. But unfortunately, since college started in September, I don't think I've read. I read last night though for the first time. Favourite number 1. And then favourite number 2, which is fiction, is The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. This is part of my English A-level reading. And I wouldn't have said this was my favourite book until honestly until probably today. So I had to read this. I didn't have to read it over the summer. I read it over the summer, and we started doing this in class 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, not quite sure. But since studying it in class, it just made me appreciate it even more than I already liked it. It's basically set in in the early 20th century. It's post slavery. It's about this girl called Celie and all the trouble she faces, and there's a lot of things that happen in this book, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but it's really good. It's all written in letters, and she addresses them to God at first, and then she addresses them to her sister, and they write to each other even though neither of them receive the other one's letters and stuff. It's really, really insightful because I already had prior knowledge about this subject in terms of the facts and the basic timeline and like events, and like I knew what happened, but like here you actually get to, because it's all written from like a first person perspective, from when she's a kid to when she's like 40 something, you fully get the whole experience, especially if you're not somebody who's been through these experiences. It's really, really insightful and a really, really good way to get information about this. And there's also a movie adaptation by Steven Spielberg, and it has Whoopi Goldberg in it as the main character. That's a really, really good movie. Don't want to read and you want to watch a movie instead? That's a good movie to watch. But I highly recommend reading this and then watching the movie, because that's what I did, and it's a good experience. And you get like both different ways of interpreting the story. So this is sort of the like entertainment section with the books, because I consider books entertainment. So now let's go on to music. If you're not a fan of pop music, you can just skip this bit now. This year has really been my year for pop music. I feel like last year was a lot more, I listened to a lot more throwback, like to like early 2000s. I think that was like my 2019 vibe, but this year definitely has been my pop vibe, because the pop icons, the pop legends have been releasing incredibly crafted albums, and I'm just... So first of all, of course, I'm going to say Positions, because when has Ariana Grande ever released a bad album? Need I say more for Positions? It's just amazing. It's very different to if you join during like Thank You Next and even Sweetener. Very different vibe. I think when it's sort of like when after Dangerous Woman came out and then Sweetener came out, it was a very big shift, and that's why a lot of people didn't like Sweetener. I think a similar thing happened with Thank You Next to Positions. Way more chill, definitely R&B vibes, which I'm all for, like really high energy music, but I love this album still. It's so good. Oh, and she just got engaged. Her documentary came out yesterday. Anyway, moving on, because I'll just go on a ramble if I talk about her anymore. Next is Rare. Crazy to think that Rare came out this year. Rare is by Selena Gomez, and even though I only really listen to like 3 songs now, so it's not one of my favourites at this moment, but it's definitely been one of my favourites this year, because I only really listen to 3 of the songs now. But when Rare came out, I was overjoyed. I never really listened that much to Selena Gomez, apart from when she released like Wolves and Fetish and like those kinds of songs, but I never really listened to any of her albums. So this is the first album that I really got into, and this year as well, another thing is I've really gotten into listening to albums, because before I'd only listened to like songs here and there that I knew I liked, songs like singles and like other songs that I'd heard. I didn't really do albums that much, but this year albums has been my thing. Rare is quite an interesting album. There's a lot of different sounds, definitely. It's not, I don't know if I'd say there's like a common theme throughout all the songs, other than like the theme of, you know, appreciating yourself and stuff. But in terms of like music, it's not like I can say, well, Positions is a very R&B heavy album, because Rare has so many different types of songs. My favourite songs for sure are all 3 of the ones that got added to the deluxe album. Just amazing. I love this song so much, and she like satisfies like what I want from her music very well in this album. I'm only gonna do like top 3, and I know I'm gonna remember other albums afterwards that I'm like, oh, that should have been in it. But I will say that Chromatica by Lady Gaga, incredible. I don't really listen to it anymore. I listened to it a lot when it came out. It is just about like, there's still some songs like Replay, Rain on Me obviously, that I still listen to, but it is just one of the, if you don't listen to pop music and you don't get pop music, you won't get this album at all. Like, I don't think you can appreciate it unless you have like an appreciation for pop. But it's just it's very cinematic. Like her like Chromatica 1, 2 and 3, like those songs throughout the album, and the way that they transition into the next, insane. It's truly a piece of like, it's truly a piece of art. It's very like very, very poppy for sure. There's a lot of like upbeat songs, but also some really like chill songs. The lyrics, oh my god, it deals with a lot of very, very heavy topics. But it's like, even if it's easy to like get lost in the music and not listen to the lyrics. I think it's important to hear what she's saying, but also if you can't deal with that sort of like emotional overload, just listening to the music is just so good. So for anyone who appreciates pop and like cinematic albums that have a really good story and flow, Chromatica, you definitely have to listen to it at least once. I do have a couple honourable mentions. Actually, you know what? I was going to say the album by Blackpink was my honourable mention, but Pretty Savage was my top song on my Spotify Wrapped, so that's got to be in my favourites. So I became a Blink in like June or something, just before How You Like That came out. So I've really been like in a really privileged position as a Blink, because they literally have had nothing since Blackpink started. This is their first studio album. They've had like EPs and things like that, but I really like this album a lot. I am such a sucker for like intense amounts of bass and tons of things going on in like the song, like tons of layers and stuff, and Blackpink just has that. It's very like alternative hip hop pop. It's just really incredible. It's very specific, so I feel like a lot of people, it's not their taste, but for me, perfect. It's such a good album for me, so that's why it's in my favourites. My honourable mention is Future Nostalgia, just because that really changed. I think it really changed pop this year. It like Dua Lipa went for like a very like retro disco type sound, and I think that really filtered through a lot of songs this year. And also I remember listening to it and thinking like, actually all of these songs could be a single, every single one. And at that point I think only like Physical and Don't Start Now was out, but now like almost like so many of them are out, like Hallucinate, Levitating, like they're all like coming out, and I'm hearing them on the radio and I'm like, another one,
another one, another one, another one, another one.
A very creative album. It's very different from a lot that was happening at the time, and like I said, all of those songs could have been singles and now most of them are, and I think that's a very good reflection. Not that that means that songs that can't be singles are bad, but I think from a pop perspective it's very good. Okay, that's all for music. Next we'll do shows and movies. This is hard for me to pick because all I've been watching since November are Christmas things, so I've kind of forgotten everything I like. Obviously, top of my list, even though it's only been out for 24 hours, is Excuse Me, I Love You.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
No words. Just exactly what I wanted. The performances, oh my god. For a year, all I have seen are like phone videos of the Sweetener World Tour, and yeah, they've been great. Somebody even put like a huge compilation of everyone's videos from the entire tour to make a movie from like different angles and stuff, which was insane. Seeing it in like shot with like proper cameras in a very cinematic way, you get the full like vision that she wanted, especially for like the first act of her tour. It's very theatrical, and I think it's so good that she got it all with these cameras. Next is the Patriot Act with Hasan Minhaj, which hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So it's a stand-up comedian talking about like social issues, and sometimes he talks about really niche things like trainers, because he likes trainers. Other times he'll talk about big topics that are like pretty serious, but he'll show them in a light-hearted way that's not disrespectful. He gets insane people to interview. Like, he'll be talking about some insane, evil dictator of some country, and then he'll be like, so I asked him a few questions, and the audience is just like, oh my god. So he is absolutely hilarious. He is so one of the funniest people for sure, and I've learned a lot by watching that, and it was still entertaining. It wasn't like watching a documentary. Speaking of documentaries, I love them. My favourite one from this year I think would have to be a show called Cosmos on Disney+. It's actually National Geographic, but National Geographic is on Disney+, so I watched it there. Talking about space and Earth and history and geography and just everything I love to listen about. It's physics, chemistry and biology all rolled into one. How everything just, you know, happens. There's just so much information. I don't know how to concisely explain it, but it's a really, really good show. And my 2 honourable mentions for the documentaries. Actually, you know what? They're not honourable mentions, they're my favourites as well. Another one that was also on National Geographic was called Origins. It was really good. It was how certain things like fire or cooking or farming or money or medicine or all these, like each episode had like a different thing, and it was its impact on human history. And like it's just so interesting to think about where we would have been if we didn't have those things each episode. So interesting. And also David Attenborough's documentary, oh, what is it called? I know he has a book about it because I saw it in WH Smith the other day. But it was his most recent documentary. It's just one, it's like a docu-series. The other 2 are docu-series. But this is just a regular documentary. He talks about climate change, the past, present and the future. I actually did cry during it. That was really fun. I'm glad he spoke about things, positive things that are happening and that we can do and stuff. Because I literally wanted to just, you know, have a meteor just come down and wipe us all out during that. Because I was like, what's the point? You know, we're just ruining everything. Still amazing. It's so amazing. And exactly what David Attenborough should have brought out this year. Another show that I really liked that is an actual TV show, not just like a documentary or like a non-fiction type thing, is Modern Family. I started watching it this year. I think I only got up to season 7 and I know there's 10. I think because Amazon didn't do Beyond 7 for free, so I think I started watching it up to there, but it is hilarious, so funny. My hands down favourite scene has got to be when Mitch, it is Mitch, right? The ginger guy in the gay couple, pretty sure it's Mitch, runs away from the pigeon that's in his house. I watch that scene on YouTube all the time. Definitely recommend that. Finally, because I couldn't remember all of the shows I watched, this is the only one I could, and I knew how much I liked this. It's Elite. It is in Spanish, but I watch it with subtitles. I don't remember when season 1 came out, but I know the 2nd season came out like the day that I got sent home from college, like the day before lockdown. So I remember like getting my room ready or something and I was making some TikTok about it, and then I was like, oh, I'm watching Elite now. Such a good show. Oh my god, it's like a murder mystery type show. Like in the 1st season, the 2nd season, you have all these rich people and you have like some like people who go to the rich people school because they get like a scholarship because their school burnt down, and just like the relationships between all the characters and how tense it gets, and deaths and cover-ups and like teenage like things, like oh my god, just amazing. That's all for TV shows and movies. The next category I have is a little bit different. I don't know if people actually do this in their favorites videos, but I thought it might be interesting to talk about my favorite apps. So first of all, one of my all-time favorite apps has got to be Pinterest. I absolutely love it. People don't see a point to it. I have been using it for 5 years now. I have thousands and thousands of pins on there. You guys should definitely check it out because it's perfectly curated, organized, just amazing for you guys. And also for me because I like organizing things. I get so much inspiration from there. I actually learn so much because a lot of what my feed shows me is like social issue type things. I've thoroughly enjoyed using this app over my 5 years, and this year especially in lockdown it was very fun. It's a nice pastime as well. The next app, people are going to be like, ugh, when I say this, but I say it with my whole chest. I have absolutely loved using TikTok this year. It's just amazing. People are so funny on there. Oh my god, so many people are so much funnier on there than people in my real life, you know? Sorry to everybody I know in my real life, you guys are hilarious. But yeah, I learn a lot on TikTok. I laugh a lot from TikTok. Great. And then finally my third favorite app this year has been Skyview. I think it's called Skyview or Skyview Free. Yeah, Skyview Free. It's an app that like shows you the sky basically, and it has like your camera is on, so you can go outside and like move your camera around to like, oh, like that stars is really cool, like I wonder what it is. You can hover, you can tap, you get information at the bottom of your screen. You get to see the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, ISS and Hubble, which is great. I haven't been able to see the Great Conjunction like in terms of just seeing it in the sky with stars and stuff, but I have been watching it with this app and it's really crazy because it looks like Jupiter has rings. So yeah, these are my favourite apps. I think I'm getting on to the last category now, which is great because I've been talking for so long. Oh no, I'm not on the last category, but that's fine. Got 2 more. So my next category is my favourite YouTubers from this year. I think the reason why I'm talking about things like apps and YouTubers and stuff is because of lockdown. I've had so much more time to like explore with these things. This year on YouTube, I'd say it's been very heavily focused around movie and music commentary videos. So I either watch like movie reactions or movie commentaries, and I sort of stick to the people. Like once I found someone funny, I'll stick to them. Music, I watch like a music producer, a vocal coach, actually multiple vocal coaches. I watch somebody who's like very well acquainted with albums. I watch music, like a music video editor, like different things, which I have found really interesting, and I think that's why I've really appreciated pop and got into albums a lot more this year. So I have a lot more appreciation for the work that people put into them. But in terms of my specific favourites, my top favourite from this year, I have been watching this guy for like 3 years now, but this year especially loved his name. Well, his YouTube channel name is Dylan Is In Trouble. He does movie commentaries and he's hilarious. He's so funny. Gosh, and he's been to film school, so like he knows like certain things. But oh my god, he's just so funny. And so a lot of his videos, majority of them are movie commentaries where he'll watch a movie that he hasn't seen before or hasn't seen in a while, and just sort of like he reacts to it, makes jokes, talks about things. Sometimes he'll do like a separate video about a specific, like a book series or a movie series or like a huge movie or why this one flopped, and like he'll talk in detail, but everything is still really funny. Another movie commentary channel that I have recently gotten into is a channel called Aaron and Joe. I have been watching them for probably like 2 months now, or 2.5, and I didn't think you can get any funnier than like Dylan Is In Trouble or people on TikTok. Turns out you can. And I don't think that makes Dylan any less funny. I think I'm just a lot more used to his jokes. But Aaron and Joe literally make me cry laugh. They actually make me cry laugh. I've been showing their videos to literally everyone I know. They both study film and media or something, so they do have some knowledge about it, but theirs is more like reaction-y type videos, and I can't explain to you guys how funny they are. The funniest people, honestly. So those are pretty my top 2. And then I don't know if this comes under honourable mentions or my favourites, but I really enjoyed a YouTube channel called Inner French, which has helped a lot. Oh, there's 2 more that I want to talk about. Inner French has been really good for learning my French. Very helpful. I'm pretty sure he does have a lot of like beginnery type videos. I mostly watch him for things like where he explains like more like specific grammar things. So he's really good for like the level I'm at right now at explaining things, and he does all of his videos in French. That's like another thing. He does all of his videos are in French, but obviously you can put on subtitles if you don't understand. But if you are learning French, it's a really good YouTube channel to use, and it's really helped me. Also in the French genre, I really liked Damon Dominique. He is He's an American living in Paris, but he's lived like everywhere, and I don't know if they still do it, but he was part of a channel called Damon and Joe, and they would like travel the world. They were like travel vloggers. They're really funny. But Damon's got his own channel, and a lot of his videos are still in English. He has some in French. Obviously he talks French because he lives in Paris now. So like and he explains like certain grammatical things in such a funny way. So he's been really useful as well for learning French. Another person that I've really gotten into in the movie genre is a girl called Trin Lovell. She is so cute. She's really cute and pretty and funny, and I just love her, especially like her horror movie reactions. She hates horror movies, but it just makes her reactions so much more funny. So she's been really entertaining to watch. And also, oh, 2 more. I'm adding another one. Oh wait, do I add another category as well? I thought of another, yeah, I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna really talk really quickly now because I've just added like 2 more people to this list, a whole other category. 2 YouTubers that I'm gonna quickly talk about that I've also really liked are Kennedy Walsh, who I've been watching for about 3 years now, but this year she has really upped her quality of videos and it's been a great time. And also Emma Chamberlain. I used to be obsessed with her 3 years ago, and then I kind of went off her, but I started listening to her podcast recently. She's definitely growing up with her content and who she is, obviously, and I feel like I'm growing up. I'm like a year or 2 but like younger than her, but still like. The new category that I just made was podcast. I have 3 top podcasts from this year. First one is Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. Funny, like I actually like start laughing on the train because I'm laughing at what she's saying and like smiling and stuff. Thankfully I'm wearing my mask so no one can see, but that's been like a really entertaining podcast. She talks about like so many different things and it's given me a new appreciation for her, so that's why I got back into her YouTube videos. The second one is Previously Gifted by Tiffany Ferguson. Tiffany is a YouTuber. I adore her videos. I should have put her in my favorites. She does like things on social issues and media. She has almost finished her bachelor's degree in media, I think. And she does very in-depth videos. She's a commentary channel basically. And finally, my third favourite podcast is the TED Talks one. I go through TED Talk obsessions. I remember I watched their videos literally every single day, multiple videos for months, like at the end of 2019. And since getting Spotify Premium, I've been listening to their podcasts. Obviously insightful as always, super educational, really great. You know what, I've actually spoken about a lot. I think I'm going to cut out the last category because I have like 2 things that are really irrelevant and I only put them in there because I thought I wasn't going to have enough to talk about, but I have plenty. So I'm going to end the video now. I'm boiling hot. I need to go make some hot chocolate bombs, so that's what I'm gonna go do now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry if this is a long video. I will try and cut out as much rambling as I can. I love doing videos like this, just talking about the things that I love, because I love making the people that I'm around love the same things as me. Does that make sense? I don't know. I haven't been very successful in that, but that's alright. Although my dad does love Ariana Grande now, and I don't think he's impressed with me sharing it everywhere, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. He missed his exit like a few days ago because he was so invested in Off the Table with The Weeknd. Yeah, I really enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you guys pick up some things that you guys might want to read or watch or use. If you guys do use any of these things, please let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear it. You can DM me or anything. My Instagram, my website, my Pinterest and my TikTok are all in the description below. I should hopefully make one last video before the new year, but this is going to be the last one before Christmas. So I hope you guys all have an amazing Christmas. I know it's so different for everyone now, even us. It's going to be so weird, and I know people aren't going to have, you know, their best Christmases this year, but I hope you guys will stay safe, and hopefully by next year we'll have like an amazing one and it'll be huge and, you know, everyone will be vaccinated and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.